elections. Now, we have said on several occasions that the commissioner is usually an extension of, let's say the commissioner for works or the commissioner for health is by extension the governor in that health ministry. So we will talk about this. The last time there was that meeting was, according to records, the 11th of December 2023. This is March 6th. It's almost 3 months in a couple of days. I was expecting that maybe today something will happen and there would be that meeting, but no, my expectations were cut short. So I've decided to invite a former commissioner. He was a commissioner for environment in its time, a former House of Reps member as well, and currently is the leader of the SIM movement in Asari Toro. And so I would like to hear from him. He would use his knowledge of his time in the cabinet to help us with possible reasons as to why this issue is an issue. And I'm talking about Paworiso Horsfall. Paworiso Horsfall, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for having me, and good evening, listeners.
I should apologize. My first statement to you should be an apology for distracting you from what you're currently doing. But please give us your time for a bit. The question I want to start with now is, how important, looking back at when you were a commissioner, how important is it for the government to hold its executive meetings?
Thank you, Canada. It is important for the government to hold executive council meetings from time to time as desired by the governor. In our time, it was fixed for like every Wednesday.
Okay.
But sometimes it may not hold if the governor deems it so. But in recent times, due to technological improvement, you can have a situation where the governor may decide to hold ESCO meetings by Zoom.
Okay.
By WhatsApp.
Okay. And
the last time I inquired, I hear that the government of River State, they've been holding ESCO meetings sometimes on Tuesday, at other times on Thursday. So I'm not sure if you're right that they've not been holding executive council meetings.
So you're
maybe the way and manner.
Okay, you're saying they may have employed technology in in holding these meetings.
Yes, that's one way. But on the other hand, physically too, I am informed that they've been holding meetings sometimes on Tuesdays and at other times on Thursdays.
Okay.
But actually, it would depend on the governor, because the executive council meetings are meant to entertain, serious memos from the various ministries, and give approval or discuss on them, collectively, and have the way forward. Executive council members, who are mainly commissioners, sometimes some special advisors, and the secretary to state government and the head of service, they are expected to add value to the government.
Okay.
And of course, what recent. So the governor himself may decide to really evaluate the situation and know whether or not these issues can be resolved by exchange of memos or Zoom or even WhatsApp calls,
Okay, let me pause you now, please. Now, if you say that technology is what they may be using to hold their meetings, don't you usually brief the press after ESCO meetings during your time? When these conversations and memos are exchanged, don't you usually at the time brief the press and say, oh, after the ESCO meeting, XYZ happened, this is what we will do, this is what has been done? Usually we see that play out at the national level, even in recent times. I don't know, has that also changed?
It does happen sometimes, but it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory. Now it depends on the issues that came up, during that ESCO session. If it is something that the public would need to know about, if it is of public importance, the governor could decide on any commissioner, or especially the commissioner involved,
okay,
or the secretary to government, to address the press, to issue some statements based on the outcome of the ESCO. But it is not mandatory. It depends, again, like I said, on the issues that came up, if it is of public interest.
Okay, this report did not start from me. I mean, I did read it from the bulletin. Could it be that the renomination of commissioners who resigned may have cost us unique style of holding executive council meetings? That is, if it is being held.
Well, I do not think so personally, because the governor is simplified, and it is an epitome of peace. Would like to do things to ensure that there's always peaceful understanding of situations. I don't think that it is because of their re-entrance in as commissioners. If he did not want them back, of course he would go back to the president and say, "No, this thing is not possible."
Okay.
But he sees it as something that the president has instructed that would help maintain peace, and so he also gladly received them and saw them in and gave them charges, and expected them to add value, and put in their best. So I don't think that.
But we have rarely heard, news from these ministries. The commissioners, we've not really heard them speak. Is that part of the agreement, the peace agreement? I'm wondering. These are some of the issues that may have brought up the insinuation that since 11th. Can you hear me now?
I don't thanks. What did you?
Okay, so basically, I was trying to point at the fact that we have rarely heard from these commissioners who were renominated. We've not seen, much actions and activities from the ministries.
Well, I for instance, recently I've heard the Commissioner for Works.
Okay.
Made some site visits with the governor and made some more transit. I've also seen recently a newspaper publication, on a project from the Ministry of Works that the permanent secretary signed on behalf of the commissioner. But the commissioner was clearly stated there, meaning that he's fully aware of what is going on and all that. Some other commissioners may also be doing things that are not necessarily in the public domain, and it seems as if nothing is happening, but something is happening.
Okay. So you're saying that the cabinet is not politicized or it's not polarized. That's what you're saying in your opinion and the feelers you've gotten.
I think that the governor is fully in charge. Fully in charge, and there is really no problem. There is not politicized.
Okay.
Everything is okay. That's what I feel.
But we've seen. Okay, let's look at it now. The state currently, River State currently, looks like it's a political warfare going on. Over the weekend, on Sunday, we saw the attack of the commissioner, or the attack on the commissioner for energy and natural resources. Before that time, he was in a chair where, people who are supporters of the governor were attacked. You recently were inaugurated as the leader of the Simplified movement. There seemingly is a movement, and the last time I invited you, which of course the show did not hold due to network issues, I was going to ask you, why are all of these movements being set up? It looks like it's a fight for a structure. It looks like there is a fight for a structure, or the structure of River State. And then you get the story of the cabinet. You want to wonder if the fight has gotten to that level. But let's first of all look at these movements. Is it really, what is the purpose? Let's start from there.
Well, the purpose of the movement, in my opinion, first of all, is to handle this issue of structure, who owns structure and no structure.
Okay.
Now, the former governor had cause to worry about his structure being taken over by the incumbent governor, and that he would not want that to happen, as long as he remains a politician. But the incumbent governor says that no, he is not tampering with anybody's structure, including his former boss, whom he fondly calls his Oga. He says, no, I'm not. His structure is basically the GDI.
Okay.
The GDI.
Yeah. That's the Grassroots Development Initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is indeed the former governor's political structure. It used to include the PDP itself, but as we know it, for the PDP, it is the governor that is the leader of the party. And so, as of now, it is the incumbent governor, His Excellency, that is the leader of the PDP in the state. Now, the Simplified movement in itself is his movement in order to clearly state that he is not.
Are you there? Hello? Can you hear me now? All right, like I expected, I think we're having a network connection issue. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we'll go for a quick break. I think there's a network issue, so I would have to end the call and reconnect, so maybe we can have a clearer call. But we have a commercial now. Okay. All right, then. Thank you very much. And you listening, stay tuned. When we come back, I will talk to the guests some more, and then I'll take your thoughts. Do stay tuned. That's the 29 minutes to the top of the hour. You're still listening to Hard Facts at 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakurubatibo, and of course, it's always my pleasure having you on the other side of the radio. Okay, I think I've been able to reach out to him. All right, I've been able to reach out to him. He's back on the line. I'm talking about the former Commissioner for Environment, House of Reps member representing, I can't remember now. But I've got Paworiso, Horsfall, and it's good to have you back in the studio or via the phone.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, we're talking about structure just before, the line disconnected. Can you continue from where you left off, please?
Yes, I was saying that the incumbent governor, His Excellency Faworiso, says that he is not tampering with anybody's structure. And so he is setting up his own structure in the form of simplified movement. Now, you are aware that from the 14th of March, the PDP will be setting up Africa and the new world LGA and state structures up to the national. As I speak now, nobody even knows exactly where the former governor stands, whether he's still in PDP or he has moved to APC. I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, when I checked last, he has declared fully where he stands. But by the time the activities are over, starting from the 14th to the 18th and to the 21st, it will be clear.
Okay.
Who owns the structure of the party?
So that means that means the attack that we have been seeing in certain parts of River State can be linked to this structure. You're talking about the PDP ward, state and national, executive. So what we've been seeing, all of this movement have been, a fight for who will control these structures. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The attack is senseless. Now, if you think that you have the structure, why don't you keep your structure and come to the field from the 14th?
Okay.
Why do you go to disrupt a movement, a simplified movement? Okay. People that are in support of the governor doing their own thing. By the way, what they are doing is Thanksgiving for his election victory and the Supreme Court victory.
Okay.
So why will that offend anybody to go and begin to disrupt, the activities, burn down canopies, systems, and what have you? Why would someone begin to do that?
Okay, so now let's come back to our conversation. Could it be that these fights for structure is also taking place at the executives? Because we know that some of these commissioners are loyalists of the former governor.
Yes, and the local government council chairman.
Okay, so could it be that there is polarization once again at the the cabinet of the governor? Could that be the case?
Well, it does appear that some of them still hold strong allegiance to their former boss, without realizing that the baton has changed. You have a new boss now, and you cannot be You cannot be holding a leg store your former boss. For crying out loud, you ought to know that now it is to the incumbent governor and the state.
Okay.
So what makes them so why would they want to get into such, senseless, activities, violence, trying to disrupt the incumbent governor's rally or Thanksgiving rally for his election victory and also the victory at the Supreme Court? Why would you want to do that?
So we are clear, this is a what-if question. Let's say they are not holding the executive meeting. How can that affect governance in River State?
No, I don't think it will actually affect it because the commissioners are expected to look at the budget and look at the projects that they are supposed to implement and send in their memos to the governor. And based on what has been appropriated as the appropriation bill budget, it is the place of the governor to prioritize what he would want to approve. So if it comes up to him and he gives approval, such that is contained in the memo would be implemented. So how will it disrupt governance? Moreover, you now have permanent secretaries who are the executive heads of the ministries, that will support the personal heads who are the commissioners.
All right then. All right. So I think it's time for me to open the phone lines. I do not know if you want to stay or you want to go back to what you're doing. Do you have more time for us?
No. I can stay. If phone lines are going to be open to the public to ask questions,
of course.
which I'll be glad to answer to the best of my ability.
All right then. So it's time for me to open the phone lines right now. My guest and I have been talking, and I asked if there is the fight for structure in River State, and he agreed. And I asked him, could that fight have found its way into the cabinet? Because the report that we have before us is that there has been no executive council meeting since the 11th of December 2023. Now, my guest has said there is the possibility that it could have been done technologically. It could have been done via Zoom, via WhatsApp, which of course is a possibility. Even in the office here, we sometimes use technology to do our meetings. However, I do remember during Buhari's time as president that they would hold meetings via technology, and we would still know that, the executive council meetings held. So, I don't know. Do you think that this fight for structure, like my guest has admitted to, he said the PDP ward, state and national executive elections are forthcoming, 14th of March, 14th to 18th of March. Could that be, affecting governance and meetings that are supposed to be held? Let's hear your thoughts. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. There is 0817 923 0007. WhatsApp number WhatsApp messages to the number 0809 030 6416. This one says, greetings, Kalada. All right, I think my computer just froze. Just give me a minute. But I'm going to take this call. Let's see. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Isaiah George from Buguma and Calabar Land.
All right, Isaiah George, welcome.
Let me greet our guest and our leader in our title, the Simplify Movement in our title, the former commissioner, former House of Reps member representing our title at Akuku constituency, Chief Paworiso, Horsfall. I want to say good evening to him. I think he has said the truth. And what he said is the complete truth. You see, to me, it is within the prerogative of the governor to convey his ESCO meeting. And just like Chief has enlightened, you understand. Now, in this case, you remember, in time past, the former governor's era, we used to have this issue of even commissioners were instructed not even to go to any studio house until he gives you that directive. And during his time in office, this was the order of the day. And even before, if you don't take instruction from him, you go to any studio house, you will be fired. You understand? And that is that. You see, when it comes to the issue of structure, it becomes a thing of every day. The former governor talks about it that structure has been taken away, even when we remind him that the president structure that brought him from local government chairman until he became the governor. Was this election that came and fought over structure? You see, structure is something that the moment the governor is elected, the governor automatically mounts the leader of that party, and that is what the current governor stands for. So since he said your structure is taken away, you will fight over it, you will not allow.
All right, summarize, please.
On his own wisdom, is conclusively the governor on his own wisdom is setting up his own structures, and you see massive followers from all walks of life in this 23 local government area giving support to the simplified movement. You understand? I heard of 2027 because he need to put his house in order. All
right. Thank you very much, Isaiah. I've got to go. Thank you very much. I've got Alvin from Port Harcourt. Alvin, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Appreciate you as guest, Honorable Paworiso for command is simplified leader. You know, Sam has proven in the political atmosphere that he is a God-given wisdom man. He's full of wisdom in the political field. And to me, it is not a surprise because he has been a field worker as an administrator in almost all the 8 years from the previous government. He played a very significant role. And if at the end, the government that he has played with, has turned around to say that they will not destroy him, that he has come to the helms of affairs, I think the commissioners has no role to play because they've never changed their mind. They were with him when the previous government was in existence or was in governance. And he knows them. He knows every of them. So any of them that match any word by themselves, they know. He knows what they got to. So there's no point him sitting with them. He only used her wisdom, get that thing that the president asked him to do. In fact, when the assembly member is not being recognized by him, if they are not assembly members. So if they have sworn him, he gave them that position so that they will go in line with the assembly member who are not functional. They are not assembly members. There's no way we call them to sit with them in an executive meeting where serious things will be discussed. And he knows that anything that will discuss on that ground will be lifted by those people. They will lift it up to make sure that they bring his administration.
All right, Alvin.
So he will never sit with them. And I think what he's doing is good. I love it. He's a very wise politician.
All right,
continue to guide him.
Thank you very much, Alfred from MOI. Welcome, Alfred. Good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Carla.
You're welcome. All right. Okay.
It's not good that someone that is housing is shadow. And I want to ask.
You say it's not good that someone that is what? I can hear you. You said it's not good that someone that is what?
How is born and is busy taking shadow and is busy taking shadow. Then I want to ask, is council meeting our problem? Is that the problem of River State? People have failed to face the problem of River State, even as the governor is facing the problem squarely. The governor understands what River people want and is working in that direction.
What do Rivers people want? What do Rivers people?
The previous administration, they met several times, but they did not do anything to the welfare of Rivers workers.
Okay.
Even with their countless numbers of meetings. So as affected the forest of the poor. It's not about the meeting, it's about how the governor is trying to deliver on his mandate, it is to the people.
Okay.
So people should leave, should forget about beginning of reading and to name the governor, to bring the governor's name to no. Because people don't want it at this time. They don't just stay in the house and bring us something to hear from the politics in the government that is working in the direction of what Rivers people want.
Okay.
Look at what the governor just did the other day. He has approved the employment of 700 people in this work in the health sector. Increase approve the promotion for health workers. What do you expect of a governor again? People should leave bringing up something to make easy to use the politics thing. And I like the governor. The governor is a peaceful and a calm person. And let him just continue on this direction. People are with you.
All right, thank you very much, Alfred. Muriel from Okrika, welcome, Muriel.
Thank you, KDB. Good afternoon. Well, KDB is so hard precious.
What is
going around?
Okay.
People cannot tolerate themselves. Now, KDB, but that notwithstanding, I want to meet with the governor to tell you, for now, stop the Thanksgiving, please. Stop doing the Thanksgiving. Yes, God has accepted it. But the very first Thanksgiving you give, accepting it. You don't need to thank God 20 times for God to hear. God has accepted the Thanksgiving. Now, the other side, they call themselves grassroots development. Well, I want to tell the present government to please, why build this whole structure, tell the supporters to really be the real grassroots development structure the people are yearning for. The local people are yearning for. They should go back on into the grassroots now. Locally, see how meet the needs of people, the old women, the youth. Let's really see grassroots development, not the GDI that develop themselves. These people only succeed in developing themselves, not the grassroots. The grassroots will still suffering. People are hearing. So the government should now put the supporters and go to the grassroots and see the needs of the people and see how they can meet them. But Canada, to warn this, to send a really same advice to these grassroots guys, they should know that the supporters of the present governor are more than them.
All right, then.
They have no them want to work out.
All right,
then. This kind of thing they are trying to do is supporters of the governor who are even non-CDP members, who are even social business and other people. If they stand up, they cannot wage the war.
All right, Miriam, I've got to go. All right, thank you very much. I've got Ino from Iguruta. Ino, welcome. What is on your mind, please? Hello.
Can they allow this girl to rest for one day?
Okay.
They should allow this man to rest. The man is trying now. How many more? The man eats off his soup. They want to peep inside part of his soup. What is he eating? Huh? If he has meeting or does not have meeting with anybody, it doesn't concern anybody. It's not disturbing the neighbors, it's not making the neighbors to move forward. They should allow him. There is no structure because the state does not belong to one particular person. The state belongs to everybody. Both those who are not from this state or those who are also from this state. It's not a company of one particular person that will say that when you finish, if he will not finish his 8 years term, he will leave. The structure is no longer there. Let another person continue with the structure. Must I continue? Maybe if I'm working with one leg, I should continue working with one leg.
I wonder. I don't have the answer to the question.
Okay, if a man is picking, he usually want to pick it. Like most of the point of one tire. Then when you leave, if I continue driving that motor, I should still continue living with that motor that is using 3 tires. That is not possible.
All right, then.
They should allow this man to work, do his job, and he's trying. God bless him in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. Says God bless him in Jesus' name. All right, welcome back, Honorable Chief Horsfall. You've heard what the listeners have said. Let's stop the Thanksgiving. Let's stop heating up the polity. Do you think the Thanksgivings will stop anytime soon?
Come again?
I'm asking if you think the Thanksgivings will stop anytime soon.
Well, of course, yes. It will stop very soon because at the end of the world. At the end of the establishment of the World Expos and the LGA Expos and the state, it would have been crystal clear who is in charge of the PDP.
Okay, so until the end of the ESCO elections for the PDP, we would see all of these Thanksgivings. That's what you're saying.
And that's just 21st. That's just 21st of this month.
Okay. All right then.
21st of this month.
Okay.
It should have got to the state level. And so it will be very clear. And it will leave nobody in doubt that the governor, same Fubra, His Excellency, the executive governor of Rivers State, is fully, totally, solely in charge of the PDP in the state, to the local government and the world. It's just by the corner, just by the corner.
Okay, so
I told you that from the 14th, 18th, and 21st, we would have put paid to all that.
Okay. One more question. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We know that popular saying. So should we be worried as Rivers people that there is no harmony in the cabinet? Should we be worried, or is there harmony? We don't know. But should we be worried about the lack of the reports about an executive council meeting?
I don't think that there should be or is much worry about it, because the governor is going on with his activities.
Okay.
And the commissioners who are ready to work are working.
Okay.
Like recently, the commissioner for youth development, was on air to condemn the activities of the local government chairman against the youth body and the elections. Because the local government council chairman simply politicized the whole thing. He is with the past governor and tries to undo the current youth
leadership
chairman because he's in support. Because he's in support of the governor.
All right.
Because he's in support of the governor, he tries to undo him. And the commissioner came on air, and condemned the activities. And you can see that some governors, some commissioners are working.
Okay, I've got to let you go. My time is up, but thank you very much, Paworiso Horsfall.
The health commissioner too is working.
Okay, I've heard you, but I've got to go. Really, thank you very much. I do appreciate your time and your efforts.
Thank you very much, Kalada Kuru. Thank you, and thank you to
All right,
Rivers people for listening.
All right, then. I've got to go. I read your messages. I promise you the open season. I've got a lot of them, but I've got to go for now. Do stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. You talk, we listen.
You spend a lot of your hard-earned money to purchase the things in your house and at your business centers. And thus, you must do what you can to protect and maintain them. Accidents can and do happen, so we at 92.3 Nigeria Info would like to encourage you to take the following steps to prevent a fire outbreak. First, install a fire alarm. Ask your electrician about fire alarms, as some can be affordable. Educate children around you. Take time to explain the dangers of fire and teach them the safety protocols and numbers to call in case of emergencies. Be wary of electrical appliances. They may make our lives easier, but they can be dangerous when they become faulty. Ensure a professional repairs or helps with the installation of home appliances. Do not make illegal power connections. Exercise caution when cooking. As you prepare your food, please stay close by. Resist the urge to take a nap or do other things whilst cooking. Also, ensure flammable substances are not close to your burner. Do not store fuel or diesel at home. Many fires have started because of petroleum products being stored in the homes of many Nigerians. Get a fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher will go a long way to either reduce the spread or stop a fire if caught early. Keep fire-causing tools and items safe in storage. And finally, regular training, reminders, and updates to both family and staff members will keep individuals alert to safety protocols. Know the emergency numbers to call.
We take off with the biggest conversations with an exchange of opinions and ideas on the Morning Crossfire. Settle you into your day when we say hello, Port Harcourt.
Take you on a ride to the sunny side.
We're picking at the details of our fans, taking details through the exciting world of sports.